There's been a lot of change going on in Sorare Fantasy Football over the last month or so since we had the winter gameplay update, and it's been all quiet on the Western Front for the Zero to Hero series, where I look to pick up cards on a budget to play and try and win some really cool stuff to give away to you guys that tune into the show. But with so much of the, the way we use commons, as well as just really how the game has been formatted, it's kind of changed over the last week or two. Zero to Hero's been keeping a wee bit of a distance, waiting for the time to spring back into action. And this week, guys, we have got the Best of Europe, which is a free-to-enter competition which gives away market credits that you can use 100% on to buy the biggest and best cards in the game to get your club up and running. But you can play a maximum of one limited card, which we always try and find on this show for as cheap as possible to try and make the difference. That card will take an extra 20% booster onto the leaderboard. And this week for the Best of Europe, there is a special guest, and that is none other than MLS, which is returning. So the Best of Europe series this game week is actually a 6-league competition. The prize pool is supercharged to match it as well, and on top of that we have the usual specialist competition. This week is anti-stack 270 to try and attack and try and win a great card to give away to you guys that get involved in the comment section of this video. If you are brand new to Sorare and you haven't opened up your account yet, there's a link in the description of this video that will get you $50, pounds, euros, whatever your currency is, of market credit to go out and reinforce your squad. By clicking on that link, you support me and all the content here at the channel, so I thank you in advance if you do so. If you do go on to play Sorare and open up an account and you don't click on that link, you're $50, pounds, euros behind everyone else. So sincerely, it is the best way to sign up. And if you do get stuck, or if you've got any questions or whatever, jump into the comment section. I'll come and sort you out. At any point in the video today, if you do laugh, you learn, you like something or whatever, please do like and subscribe for more content like this, and of course to get involved in the weekly giveaways that we have here on the Zero to Hero series, because we've got a few nice cards to give away in this video, of course. And yeah, I'm quite excited for this one, so let's just get stuck straight into it, because the really smart football account here is still got a nice little batch of cards, and I want to give one or two more of them away in the video today, and obviously from last week's video. But after that, what I want to do with this series is roll the rest of them up and try and get them shifted into the market, so then we can have a bit of a wallet to then start dancing about the market again with MLS in-season cards, as well as whatever else presents itself, depending on what Sorare are rolling out in the Best of Europe series, the free-to-play modes, and or any of the specialist competitions. But for the most part, I think we've got a nice merry batch of men here. But the strategy we're going to run for this account, in terms of the trading strategy, is list or play. Are we playing them? Yes or no? If the answer is no, we're listing them, and if we're playing them, then we're playing them. So it's a nice kind of little filtration process that I've kind of went through in my gallery in the past. It's been a little while since I've had to do that myself, and it's something that I often do recommend to anyone who's a beginner, who's maybe just went in and jumped into the market like a bull in the china shop and ended up with too many cards all of a sudden, and realising they're not using as many of them as they thought. And I think when you go through and you actually start building your teams and then seeing what players you're actually calling upon week in, week out, you can then quickly see really who isn't getting selected very often. Now, you do need depth, you do need options, of course, and you'll get that kind of feel for the guys that are kind of close to your teams or the guys that are just nowhere near. And we're going to really lean into the list or play aspect of this and get some trading done on this account to, again, just try and get better cards in to give away ultimately to you guys once we've had a wee shot of them for whatever specialist competition we're after. Now, we do have the Vamos Argentina special weekly with the return of the Argentinian Primera Division. I can't remember the name of it. Superliga Argentina de Football. How could I forget? But I'm feeling a little bit ill-prepared for the Zero to Hero series to try and attack this, because you do need to have a full league stack, etc. And we've not really been playing that kind of mode so far. There is no warm-up version of it either, but we actually do have a warm-up version, I'm realising here, of the MLS Division Battle. So I think we'll be having a wee shot at this. One limited required. Yeah, and they can be classic. Now, we don't have any MLS limiteds yet, so let's see how we do with that. But the main thing I wanted to concentrate on for how we're going to attack this game week in particular is the Best of Europe series, which has got the MLS special guest in it, because this prize pool, with the market credits that are in this being 100% payable, so if you win this $500, you can spend every penny of that on cards. Market credits in every other place you find them in Sorare are like a 50% or a 20% credit towards the value of a purchase, which is great, don't get me wrong on that, but these ones are are supercharged, so they're extra good to win from this series here. We've got the top 5 leagues in European football: Serie A, Liga 1, Bundesliga, La Liga, the Prem, and of course special guest for this one, MLS. And the thing that makes that extra special is because MLS is number 1, the first match day of the season, and number 2, got so many potential smasher players where it might be a full MLS stack that wins this, so it's going to be a really interesting kind of scouting dynamic here. In terms of goalkeepers, I don't think we want to be looking at any MLS goalkeepers. I think we should still be looking quite firmly in Europe for someone to just go and find our easy clean sheet with. Magic Mike is away to Torino, which means another one of our favourite goalkeepers, Vanja Milinkovic-Savic, has got AC Milan to face, so that's a bit annoying to see that. One of our favourites, David Soria, is at home, but Betis and Anthony, it's hard to imagine a clean sheet from him being one of the safest picks we'll have available to us. So we will need to scratch around Europe. We're looking for like a good safe clean sheet, a guy that's at home, a guy that can maybe get a decisive from another way, like winning a penalty, saving a penalty, or maybe even a wee cheeky last man tackle on occasion. Seeing Vicario away to Ipswich is somewhat interesting, but Ipswich, for being a bottom end side, I don't think they're that much of a pushover, as it were. And I would like to think we could find something a bit more appealing, especially when I'm thinking about Serie A. And there we go. Jan Sommer at home to Genoa. Sign me up for that. Feels like a good one. We're halfway through Season 3 of MFL, Meta Football League, the open network football management game where you found your own club, name it what you want, design the badge, and with the internet now having so many amazing AI image generators, you can have a lot of fun and really making your club your own. You name your stadium, design your pitch, all that good stuff. And tons of you guys in the community have been having a great time with it. If you were to open up an account with MFL today by clicking on the link that's in the description of this video, you'll get yourself a free player. But the Redemption Cup is open, and this is only available to anyone joining the party mid-season who's not involved in Season 3 action, who's looking to get themselves up and running ahead of Season 4. And sincerely, by clicking on that link and opening your account directly, you make a big difference to supporting me and all the content here at the channel. And thanks again to MFL for sponsoring the content and supporting the channel. And then in defence, like, I would be quite tempted actually to maybe just use Jedi Robinson at home at Crystal Palace. And the way Crystal Palace have generally been playing, I've not watched them as much this year, granted, under Ollie Glasner, but that could really paint itself into a really good Anthony Robinson performance. He's at home. He actually does better away, it seems, which is interesting. But I think against Crystal Palace, like, I'd rather, and I've got Daniel Munoz on the other side of this, so I'd probably rather Jedi over Munoz, but it does look like Munoz likes an away game as well, looking at this, so that's actually quite a tough one. Do we have any good options in midfield? We've got Teji away to Nice. Not too sure how I feel about that. And then up front we have Kleindenheist at home at Augsburg, and I'm not too sure if any of the other guys are playing. Aspas is back. Jerry Moreno's still injured, so Aspas at home to Osasuna. That might not be too bad, by the way, because Aspas is a set-piece taker. Oh, that could be fun, by the way. An extra wee limited like that could be good. So I'm going to provisionally put him in there, and that opens up defence a bit more to somebody a bit safer, potentially. I don't know if there's an MLS defender that's going to come to the top of the pecking order, or if we maybe want to pick an L5 freak like Omar El Halali. Now, this guy's come up in some of the members content we've been doing on the channel, and his L5, L6 is, L7, sorry, I beg your pardon, is ridiculously good. Against Real Madrid as well, spiking a 100 with a goal assist and a last man tackle is very, very eye-catching. So there's guys like that to choose from, as well as maybe just some safe power plays like, Hakimi playing away to Lyon. Now, I don't think there's any risk of Hakimi being rotated. Lyon is a tough game, but Lyon are playing Thursday, PSG played Wednesday, memory serves right. So that could be okay. It doesn't jump out as definitely being one of the better ones. Or it does jump out as being one of the good ones, don't get me wrong. But look at Jed Spence, by the way, at Tottenham. He is getting AA in Ange's side for fun. A lot of passing stats here, which is very repeatable in Ange's system. Lots of balls into the box. And defending as well, by the way, really, really good. It didn't even get to double-double. Jules 1 was brilliant. Only one tackle, no interceptions. So I actually quite like Jed Spence there as a fun one, because that Ipswich game would be quite good for somebody like that. So I actually really like that. It's away from home as well. I think that really paints into the whole position that he plays on the pitch, etc. But we do have the likes of Grimaldo playing Holstein Kiel, and I think I'm just going to take that. It's going to be really hard to look past Works on that note, isn't it? And there is this is where MLS comes into the fold now, because some of these midfielders might just have an absolute ripper of a game. For match day 1, it's really anyone's call. It's anyone's pick for who is going to be that guy, who's going to be the one that steps up. I like Espinoza at home to RSL. I think he could be really good, and he's projected to start. There's some good ones in Europe here. We're seeing guys that are on form. Some of them have played midweek, some of them not. But there's not that many David and Goliath type fixtures I'm seeing. I do like Marseille away to Auxerre, but I'm not sure it's something that is going to be a definite selection. I do like Newcastle at home to Nottingham Forest for like there will be somebody in the Newcastle team, maybe 2 or 3 guys that will get into the 70 to 80 realm. So I don't mind it in that sense. But it's not, like I say, the walk in the park kind of element. Zakanye is in great form. He's away to Venezia. Lazio have not played midweek. Oh, I quite like that, by the way. That's a sneaky one, because if he's getting to 80 on one decisive nowadays, previously the problem with Zakanye was with one decisive, like, yeah, he could get to the 70s and stuff, but beyond that, it's not been that regular for him. This is much more like, here we go time. So that's format I'm happy to lean into. Against Verona not too long ago, double decisive gets him to 90s. This is the sort of game that could be. So I quite like that Zakanye one. Away from home, we've got a bit of away from home theme, I suppose, with defence and midfield, but just the extra potential for some all around, I'm not against leaning into that. And then, because we've taken the limited forward, we're now seeing the common forward options. We've got Lamine Yamal away to Las Palmas, having not played midweek, could be great. Mbappe living his best life now, isn't he? Like, he is happening all of a sudden. At home to Girona. Girona just against Real Madrid always capitulate. That could just be an easy 100. Messi, NYC. Messi's playing midweek, so and I fancy NYC to not be pushovers. Salah's playing City. Palmer away to Villa. Yeah, I think I might take Mbappe for this one, by the way. Wirtz is not a bad shout either. He definitely comes into... So would Wirtz outscore Zakanye? Is kind of now what I'm thinking here. And then would Zakanye outscore Mbappe? Probably not. Yeah, I think I'm going to... Probably... I really do like Zakanye, but I'm probably going to go with Wirtz. I just think he is more 100 capable. We've got Aspas up front for his little 70 to 80 score. Let's hope he gets that. And then his limited power up on that should make the difference. Captain... I'm probably going to go Captain Mbappe, because I just think he could just get a hat-trick against Girona. Hat-trick of decisives even. He might get an assist and 2 goals or whatever. But I think that's the way we go. So we're going to use... Oh, I need in-season for this. I beg my pardon on that. I am a tube. So I think that means we need to go Teji. Oh, interesting. Now, because I've kind of caught myself with my pants down on this one, I don't mind that, because Teji's got form. And as long as he's getting a decisive, which, you know, away to Nice is not out of the question, considering, like, just generally how he operates. So... yeah, it's a little bit less exciting. So how about, can we bring in a Zakanye? Okay, now we're going to go backwards to go forwards, right? So what I'm going to do now is we're going to live the strategy we were just chatting about in the intro. We're going to build the 270 anti-stacks, but not get many options in it. Interesting. I think Austin Trusty will probably have some trades value we want to use, as will Jedi. So let's take the Munoz. Teji, we're going to be keeping. And Aspas, Clindon Heist. Captain Aspas. Okay, so let's do that. Oh, 2-7. Oh, we're 5 over. Aspas is quite punchy. Could go Teji for Clarkson at home to Kelly, but he's not favoured to start. It's kind of the only flex option we've got. Or okay, yeah, that's fine. So yeah, let's do Clindon Heist for Clarkson, because yeah, I think Aspas has got better potential than Clindon Heist in terms of peak score. And what we're going to do now is, so we've used those 5 guys: Munoz, Teji, Clarkson, Ryman, and Aspas. Okay, so that means we've got the rest of this row here. We've got 1 card to give away to you guys. We've also got Ben Henricks in the fold as well. So I've went out and I've composed a bunch of trade offers to the bots to try and work out how much I can get for the merry batch of men that I'm trying to roll around in the market and bring in an in-season player for this Best of Europe series. And between Santonio, Basilbot and Sirhis, I didn't really get much joy, to be honest with you. I tried to send them a few different offers and a few other permutations, but these were essentially the best 3 offers that came back. And as you can see, I ended up accepting the offer that we got here from Sirhis, which sadly was not quite enough to go and bag ourselves a Matthias Zakanye. So I went back to the drawing board to find, is there someone else in that same mould as Zakanye, you know, a guy that can break a 75 without too much of an ask, you know, but has the potential, maybe with 2 wee decisives or something, could really push into those mid-80s, maybe even a 90. And after doing a fair amount of graft around the transfer market, as well as looking at the fixtures and looking for an optimal player to bring into this strategy, I landed on Kaoru Mitoma, who is an old favourite here on the channel, of course, as well. And I must confess, guys, if I did have an extra couple of quid in this account lying around, I would have definitely just bought that Selly edition to give away to one of you guys. But I just went and bought the cheapest one off the market from Kizzle Kicks, who I think is a member of the community here. So I salute you, and hopefully the funds that you receive from the Matoma have helped you. And that has allowed us to build this team for the Best of Europe series. Now, we do have the special guest MLS involved here, but having went through the lineup building process, there wasn't too many MLS guys I was that excited about drafting in. I feel that all these European players are quite far down the road in their season. You really can predict the predicted lineup, and for the most part, you can really see where their form is at. And this is a prize pool that I want to make sure I'm getting right in amongst. The Matoma, we spent a fiver on it, so if we break into the top 500, we'll be kind of breaking even in terms of the strategy, the transfer policy for this account, for this series. In this particular game week, we really need to break into the top 100. That's the goal here. We're going with Captain Mbappe because at home at Girona, he should be getting another hat-trick of decisives at the very least. And then that Leverkusen spine of Grimaldo and Wirtz with Jan Sommer at home at Genoa. And then Matoma away to Southampton after having a great performance against Chelsea recently. I think this is going to do the damage. We do often hit into the top places here, so I'm quite confident we will get into the top 500, but it's really a cross our fingers and toes effort to see if we can break into the top 100 or even above it. Anything that we win with these market credits, we can spend 100% on a card out there in the marketplace from instant buy or from auction. And for this series, if we do win these market credits, we're just going to go and buy a card to give away to you guys. So we'll be scouting, we'll be shopping, and we'll give away something that you guys actually want, a primo card as it were. So you definitely will be cheering on this account. The really smart football fan, you got to hope that these guys go out and smash it. But then that means the other thing we're going to try and attack to try and win a card that might actually help us win some more market credit next time around, or we might even just give that one away next week as well. In the anti-stacks 270, we're going to rely upon Leighton Clarkson as a low L15 player here to maybe start this match, but even not from the bench, maybe he can still be effective. Everyone's kind of okay. I'm not really holding my breath over this one. If we can get into the top 20% and snag a box, I'll be quite happy, because we're sitting on 10 essence at the moment, and we need to get a few more bits and bobs. Now, I want to hear from you guys in the comment section of the video. Who is your piece that you're putting in the Best of Europe MLS special guest event this game week to go and try and win some of those market credits? One of you guys that get involved in that will win this Alisson player on next week's video. But before that, we've got a giveaway for Jerry Moreno from one of you guys that got involved in the comment section of last week's video. There was over 50 entries of these, and thanks again to everyone that got involved in supporting the content by leaving a like, subscribing to the channel, getting into the comment section, and engaging with the content with whatever it is we're doing around the giveaway. And congratulations to this guy here. It looks like a Bolton Wanderers fan. He's a big fan of the content, and he's left his username there as well, so we'll be able to ship over the Jerry Moreno in no time at all. So congratulations to you, and good luck to everyone that's going to get involved in the giveaway this week. On screen and now with some other stuff that we've made that YouTube thinks you might enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content like this. Stay out of trouble, and I will catch you on the next one.